story of a monster awoke.
Demons run within my veins, promise to keep me safe.
Hey guys, this is Spark Plus Ultra here, and this is my new what if. What if Deku ate the Mera Mera no Mi, the flame of the 7 Seas. And I hope you liked this video, and I hope you subscribe. Deku was born with no quirk, and was living in a life of a orphan. He doesn't know why his mother gave him to the orphanage, but he didn't care. He was a well-spoken and caring pirate that cares for his friends. Deku was very happy on his life. Whenever he faced somebody, he helps those that are in a bad situation or in dire need. Deku was tough. He doesn't hesitate for any reason. Deku, when he was just 6, Deku was chilling and was on the tree, relaxing his day. But when he was up on the tree, he heard a certain person that was bullying to another kid. Deku wakes up and says, and I thought I had a good space to sleep. So who am I dealing with? And Deku looks down and sees a boy and his friends picking on a little girl. And Deku says, these 3 again. Haven't I told them about this? Well, time to give my respects. And Deku holds a very staff. Deku says, hey, you 3, cut it out. Didn't I told you to stop picking on people? And the boy says, huh? Oh, it's you again. Piss off, redhead. And Deku says, well, Kachan, you never ever respect anybody who helped you in the past. Whatever, I'm going to be the #1 hero, and you can't stop me. And Deku rubs his head on says, with that attitude, it's no wonder you're not. And Bakugou says, that's it, come on. And all 3 of them attack him. And Deku says, bring it on. And Deku was drastically outpowered, but also drastically taking 3 of them. Bakugou was beating him up, but when Deku taking the hit, Deku grabs his pole and swings it, and hitting one of them. Ow! What the heck? That isn't a stick, it's a freaking metal pipe! So, anybody else? Deku gives out a taunt, and the other kid, that Bakugou's friend, says, that's it! I'm taking him in the air! And when he tries to take him to the air, and Deku hits him saying, what was that? You're taking me to the air? I'm taking you to the ground! So, Bakugou, are you still wanting that beating now? And Bakugou says with pride, you are not gonna be the worst of it, you damn quirkless loser! If I'm a quirkless loser, then you're a quirk nobody. That's it! Come here! And Deku says, right at ya. And both were fighting each other about 6 hours. Deku was on top and says, Bakugou was on the ground. And Deku says, do you really need to fight every time? You had your warning. Bakugou says, damn it, I thought I would win. And Bakugou says, you're not winning this time. Getting up on the ground, but falls down. And Zuko says, "You cannot beat me." And Bakugou's friends take him and says, "This isn't over, quirkless nerd. We'll be back." And Zuko, bruised and battered, saying, "I'll be waiting." And Zuko looks at the girl and says, "That was a fun day. See ya." And the girl looks at Zuko and thinks, "So cool." Zuko was walking back to his orphanage, and when he was going to the orphanage, Zuko hears his stomach rambling, and his stomach sounds like and Zuko plops down on the ground. So hungry. I can eat almost a moose. Then Zuko sees a fruit in a stalk. Zuko was looking at the fruit. What the heck is with that color and that style? If I can eat it, it's better than nothing. Zuko takes the fruit off of the board and steals it. And the man says, "Hey, kid, get back over here. Hey, police, get him!" And Zuko runs and hides from the police, but also eating the fruit. Ugh! Oh, that's disgusting. It tastes bad, but it's better than nothing. Better than eating trash. And Zuko hides from the cops and waits until they are gone. Where did that kid go? Feels like he's a wandering kid that was trying to get something to eat. We'll let it slide today. But if he comes back again, he'll be arrested. And Zuko hears the cops walking away, and Zuko comes out of the dumpster. Well, I need to take a shower again, or a bath. Zuko walks to the orphanage and opens the door. Man, I feel like a freaking raccoon. Zuko was going into the orphanage and gets a bath running. And the bath size was how can I say? A size of a bed. So Zuko turns on the water and runs it hot a bit or cold. Zuko feels the water. Man, great. Forgot that the water is cold. And Zuko was going to get undressed and puts his body in the water. But when Zuko goes into the water, his body submerged over a second. He's getting a near-death experience of drowning in a bathtub. Zuko was like, "What the? This never happens to me. What the hell?" And Zuko grabs on the ledge and takes a deep breath. What the? That never happens before. I never drowned in water like this. Zuko was wondering why he was not floating. Then feels the water. What the? The water is getting warmer. Like warm, not cold. And then the water steams up. Psst. What the? Is it boiling? And Zuko gets out of the water and gets a towel on. What the heck? Zuko was wondering what is going on. Then Zuko says, it might be a dream. Then pinching himself on the cheek. Nope, it's not. When Zuko was going to drain the water, the whole water steams up when he puts his hand in it. What the? Just by putting my hand or my arm in the water, it'll vaporize? Zuko was wondering is this a quirk? Or is it just something wrong with the water? Zuko goes to the bed and sleeps it off. And when Zuko wakes up in the next day, Zuko was casually walking and was wondering why he doesn't feel any heat. Zuko was very curious on how he's not feeling any. Zuko thinks the orphanage is always going to be like 100 degrees. In Lamek's terms, in the summer, it's really hot in Japan. Like, not kidding. Really hot. Like, death season hot. Zuko was so curious on how his quirk works. Then he walks to the door and opens it. Zuko was very, wondering why this is happening right now. When Zuko walks to the street, he bumps into a girl with red and white hair. Sorry, I have to go. Are you okay? And the girl looks at Zuko with a surprised and worried but not a angry face. Zuko smiles and says, "Don't worry, cause I'm the king of the sea. Call me Zuko," holding his hand out. The girl looks at Zuko and sees that his hand is burning like a inferno. And the girl says, "You're tired. Is your quirk heat?" And Zuko says, "Huh? How did you know already? I didn't even know it either. I have a quirk that has a little different to yours." "Really? I don't know what my quirk is. What's yours? Half hot and half cold?" And the girl looks at him with a silent but not a serious face. And Zuko says, "I was kidding. You have a quirk like that? How is that even possible? Usually quirks like that don't happen." And Zuko was trying to adjust his thinking when the girl says, looks at back and says, "Hurry, get down." "What?" Covering his mouth, the girl says, "Shh." And a man with red hair and with a fiery beard says, "Shoto! Where are you? We need to train on your quirk." And Zuko looks at the man. That's the pro hero Endeavor. And Shoto says, "Shh, you don't need to shout it out." And Zuko, chattering in his mouth, "You're the number 2 daughter?" And the girl says, nods to him. Why is my luck turning in a unique situation?" Shouting that one out. Shoto says, "Shh, don't be like that. Come on. We're not yelling out like that." And Endeavor says, "Shoto, where are you?" Then Endeavor looks into the bushes and Shoto says, "That is really annoying." And Zuko says, "Is that annoying?" Shoto nods to him and Zuko says, "I know a place. Come on." And Shoto was confused, but also willing to follow him, especially escaping from her dad. Zuko took her to the park, and Shoto says, "Where are we?" And Zuko says, "What? You never been into a park before?" Shoto nods, saying no. You really need a hobby, like basketball, playing horse and shoots." Shoto says, "Horse and shoot? I heard of playing a ball, but never played that game." Zuko says, "Wow, you're really that..." Never mind. Zuko gets the basketball and says, "Come on, let's play horse, and I'll state the game rules. Zuko grabs and throws the basketball into the hoop and explains to Shoto how horse works. Shoto was a bit confused, but she got the rules down. And Zuko says, alright, I'll throw a simple shoot. And Zuko shoots the basketball hoop. And Shoto looks at Zuko and throws it at the same time. And Zuko says, wow, you did it without looking. And Shoto says, did I? And Zuko says, you might be even skilled than me. How long did you did this? And Shoto says, once, I believe. And Zuko says, once? Did your family ever train you? And Shoto says, I believe my dad trained me, but not in the train you want. And Zuko says, wow, your family is brutal. Zuko says, alright, time to amp up the style. Zuko used his basketball dribbling and says, spinning in the clockwise and throwing from backside and getting in the hoop. And Zuko says, try that. And Shoto does what Zuko did, but failed. And Zuko says, it's okay, you can always get it the second time, or train a little bit harder. Then Zuko and Shoto lay down on the grass, both tired of it. And Zuko was wondering, question, why didn't you use your quirk in horse? And Shoto says, I thought it might be unfair to play if you didn't know how to use your quirk. Zuko says, you're considerate. And Shoto says, I have another question for you. Why do you want to be, what do you want to be? And Zuko says, isn't that easy for me to say? I want to be the pirate hero of the flame of the seas. And Zuko gives a confident smile, showing his true meanings. What do you want to be? Zuko and Shoto. And Shoto then says, my dad wants me to be the user that surpassed All Might, and he's forcing it on me. And Zuko says, what? Man, I hate that, but it's your choice to be a hero or not. You don't have to be forced to be doing it. I don't even have a family, and I know from the family outing. Isn't that ironic? Smiling with a cheery eye. And Shoto says, yeah, thanks for playing with me, Zuko. And Zuko says, no problem. I always wanted to play with a friend that didn't want to beat me up. And Shoto says, was that a joke? And Zuko says, no, that's... Then Bakugou says, get back over here, nerd! Literal. Then Zuko looks at Bakugou, and Bakugou says, so this is where you are. I was looking for you. And Zuko says, what is it now, Bakugou? Do you really want to fight me again? And Bakugou says, I'll prove I'm better than stupid nerd. And Zuko says, can I just play without annoyance? And Bakugou says, that's it. Get over here. And Zuko says, I think you need to back up a bit. And Shoto backs up a bit, and both Bakugou and Zuko fighting. And about the same thing happens. Zuko giving Bakugou a little run for his money on reacting to his fists, dodging them. Then his lackeys come behind on Shoto, and Shoto was grabbed behind, and the two lackeys say, "Hey, Zuko, we got your little friend over here." And Zuko looks behind and sees Shadow being captured. And Bakugou says, "Huh, now you're going to face retribution." And Shadow says, help me." And Zuko says, "What was that scream?" "I cried for help," Shadow says. "We need to work on it as well, on your human skills." Then Bakugou says, "Hey, don't ignore me!" and explodes at the back of his head. But something didn't connect. Bakugou sees flames coming around on Zuko. And Zuko was saying, "What was that?" and punches Bakugou in the face. And Bakugou says, "What the hell? Your quirk is flame body? You can create flames or something and become like it?" And Zuko says, "I didn't even know I had that." "Well, I guess I know what it does now." And Bakugou says, "I'm not going to beat you and get your first win over me with that stupid quirk." And Bakugou and Zuko says, "Why don't you shut up?" And using a flames to push him back. And Zuko forgot about Shadow and for a minute and says, "Shadow!" And Shadow freezed the entire bodies of the two kids. And Zuko says, "Never mind." Bakugou says, "Damn you! I'll be back and beat you!" And running off, Zuko says, "Glad you're okay, Shadow." And Shadow says, "I thought you knew I could freeze up close." And Zuko says, yeah, I forgot about that." Then Shadow gives a smile and says, "So cool." And Zuko says, What did I hear?" And Shadow says, "Nothing." And hearing Endeavor, "Shoto! Where are you?" "There you are!" Shadow says, "Well, my dad found me. Can we meet again sometime, Zuko?" And Zuko says, "Of course! Of the flame of the seven seas, I will always appreciate your company." And Shadow says, "I'll have to respect the seas, my flame." And Zuko blushes a bit and thinks, "So cool. She's cooler than me." And Endeavor says, "So this is where you are. I thought I told you to never leave me somewhere." And Shadow says, "Don't really care." "Hey, don't ignore me." And Zuko's heart patters like a flame and thinks, "So cool." And that's where I'm ending this video. I hope you liked this video and hope you subscribe. See you next time. Plus Ultra.